Hello from Exoterica Creations. My name is Suen and I am known as the Material Girl from Live Your Mark. So first off, I want to welcome you to the Live Your Mark online programs. The Live Your Mark online programs are amazing in my world. They give you flexibility. They train up your disciplines through daily practices. And the best part is you can do it at home. And while there's many good things about the online program, there is one major distinction as compared to if you have come in for a program at our training venue is that we don't have a production team that will set up the space for you, that will maintain the space for you, such that you can get what you need to get. As such, running a program at home means that some of your attention and some effort needs to be put into setting up and maintaining a space. So that's why I'm here today. I'd like to share with you some ways in which you can create a space and you can maintain the space and use some of our products to make it more effective for you, such that you are focusing on the program and not so much on cleaning. So the first off I'd like to recommend to you is our cleanse spray. So our cleanse spray is our number one bestseller, and in my world, I don't really have to introduce it. But how our cleanse spray is used in a daily program is this. So say you are getting ready to do the program that evening, and just before you start, pressing play to listen to the recordings, somebody walks by and gives you an unexpected gift. Something that creates some negativity around you. You might be triggered and so forth. Now, instead of, you have two options. One option is to go and handle that issue, which that could put you in another kind of state. Another option is to go, hold on, I want to focus, I want to finish the daily practice for the day, and yet you have this negativity hanging around you. Then my recommendation is for you to use this cleanse spray, give yourself a few squirts, and feel the ickiness leaving you, and you are left with a much more pleasant space to start your program. So this is the one everybody knows, but not everybody is very clear about what else can the cleanse spray do for you during the program. And here I'd like to introduce to you one of my little tips and tricks. So in production work, we are thought to do the conventional way is to do a top-down clean, which means you take a piece of cloth and you literally would clean your ceilings down to your walls, down to your surfaces, and down to your floors. I find that really wonderful, and it's a great way to practice and train up your disciplines around being clean and having a Pfizer space for yourself. However, here there's a little cheat code that I'd like to share with you, and that is, what we do is that we prepare a little basin of water, and in the water we would pour some cleanse. Alright, I don't normally use a lot in this portion of water. Maybe I'll put about 1/10 of it inside, and just a little bit of cleanse to go in. And this becomes a cleanse solution in which I can use this solution to clean the house, to clean my space. This is very useful, especially when you're in between days and you really don't want to do a top-down, or rather, I really don't want to do a top-down. So I discovered that this is a quick and dirty way to effectively replace the top-down effect, but at the same time, you have a relatively cleared space for you to do your work. So very useful for your tabletops, very useful for example, if you are working off a yoga mat, if you're doing a physical exercise. So that's our first trick from using our cleanse spray. Another quick and dirty way to use our cleanse spray, is to just get one of these spray bottles, the kind that dispenses water, and again, mix water. In this case, we prefer to use distilled water, and we would mix in a solution of the cleanse spray. And this is something that you can quickly set up, and before you start the day's practice, you can give a little squirt to freshen up the space, and so that it feels fresher and it feels brighter, and it gives you a little bit of motivation, hopefully, for that day's practice. Okay, so that's cleanse. But as you do a longer term program, you might find that over time you might be entering a space, or your space could be a shared space. For example, the place where you are training is also the place you tend to work, or you might be the place you are going to relax in at the end of the day. And over time, if there's accumulated negativity, you might start to feel headaches. Some of us feel a bit nauseous, or we just don't feel comfortable in the space anymore. For some of us who are doing meditations, we might feel that we cannot focus anymore. Some of us might even be, some of us who are really sensitive, might be even getting bad dreams. So what would then be a great solution is Super Clear. So Super Clear is our next bestseller in the cleanse range, and I love Super Clear because it gives a very thorough clean, alright, compared to cleanse. Super Clear has ingredients in it that would also remove any minor spiritual disturbances, that might come into and creep into your space as you are working on yourself. Now, try and understand that when you are doing an online program, it is expected that some negativity will be teased out of you, but it might take some time for it to fully be expressed. And the in-between days are the ones where your space could get a bit funky. Some of us might say, ew, it has a sour or salty smell. Some of us might feel the surfaces getting sticky. And and to be honest, if I had just a long day and I still have 90 minutes of recording to go through, it's not likely I'm gonna go, okay, Suen, let's take down the cloths and let's do a top down. So then what would be a quick and dirty solution is that I would mix some Super Clear into a diffuser, and I would just let the diffuser do its work. Now, Super Clear tends to be a bit more expensive than cleanse, so many people like this option, and I really think it's a more effective way of resetting your space while you are in a program. Okay, so Super Clear in a diffuser, let the diffuser do its work. So diffusers have this thing. So diffusers can also add humidity into your space, and you might not want to have so much wetness in your space. So bear in mind that normally I would run the diffuser for maybe half an hour max, and once every 3 days. Doing it on a more regular basis would be more useful for you. So when it comes to how often should you run your diffuser, I would say do it in shorter periods of time but more regularly. So for example, run it for half an hour once every 3 days to reset your training space. Is going to be far more effective than, say, for example, running a whole chunk of Super Clear like just once, maybe once in 30 days. Okay, so the trick here is do it regularly so that your space gets reset on a regular basis, so that you have something cleaner to begin with when you start your daily practice. Okay, so speaking of which, so what I like to do is I like to switch on the diffuser with the Super Clear, and then I go take a shower. So I'm a bit of a water girl, and I like to take the advantage is that when I'm at home and running an online program, I can take as many showers as I like. And this is where I like to recommend to you our Super Bath. And this is one of our #1 bestsellers. And the Super Bath was made by our founder, Kelvin Lim, for himself, really. Mr. Kelvin Lim tends to run a lot of programs, and he has to deal with a lot of layers of negativity and in a very intense environment. And he wanted to, and every day when he goes back and he takes a shower, one day it occurred to him, what if I made a shower a formula that could help me remove more negatively faster, and then help me reset myself so that I can rest better and go again the next day. And with that intention, that's how Super Bath was created. And it is the bath that we recommend that you might want to pair up with when you are in a daily practice. So the trick with Super Bath is to lather it up and rub it into your skin and leave it there for at least 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes. It's called give yourself that little bit of time to let the potion, let the intention sink into your skin, then rinse it off. That's the real trick in our Super Bath. Of course, there are different dilutions, concentrations you can experiment with. My preferred is 1 portion of Super Bath to 5 portions of liquid soap or water. Okay, so for some of us, when we are in a program, we might start to feel a little, the word here I would use is lightheaded, especially if you are doing a meditation and you're not used to doing a daily meditation. So some of us might feel a little floaty, we might feel like our body somehow has left our soul has left our body if we have, say for example, overclocked our hours, and throw ourselves into an aspect of learning. And then we discover that, we need to somehow get back into a functional mode because there's still our daily tasks to be done. We still need to go to work, we still need to go to school, and we still need to get things done. So in those situations, I like to recommend to you our grounding series. So the grounding series come in two forms. There is a spray version and there is a bath version. And basically the difference is that this is something you can carry around, you can use with you whenever you feel floaty. The bath version gives you a whole body clean, and it's great for situations where you have that kind of need to really ground yourself. The main effect of our grounding series is that it helps you become very present to everything around you. And so when you're feeling floaty and you're feeling lightheaded, or the monkey mind is just way out of control for that day, my recommendation would be to ground yourself in this bath. It makes you feel more grounded as a person, it makes you more present to yourself, and it definitely gives you a certain level of functionality that you can take and quickly go and get your work done for the day. That's all I have for you today. It is our intention that our products create a boost and enhancement for you, especially if you're in a long program and you are really working through the kinks so that you can get a certain practice in your life. And hence we hope that our products will serve you well, just as they have served many of our customers. If you have any questions, come for our shop days. They are usually on a Monday, and we get to see you and we can talk more and discuss your needs.